Hi besties, today I'm going through some Japanese drawing and painting books to review them and share with you some of the insights that I've gotten from them. Some of them I've read more than others, some of them I haven't started reading yet, but I wanted to share some books from the Japanese literature world with all of you artists out there to give you an idea of, one, if you want to buy these books just for the visual element alone, or if you are interested in learning Japanese as well. I just wanted to introduce you to some materials that you might be interested in to kind of give you a different perspective that you might be not so familiar with and show you some Japanese art books that I'm interested in. And yeah, I just like showing people things I'm interested in. So yeah, let's have a look at them all together. So yeah, in this video, I will introduce 7 of them. So I'll briefly show the names of them and then I'll go into it in more detail. So the first one we have is ストーリーが伝わる書き方. So ways that your storytelling will come through in your writing or how to convey story better with your drawings. And the second one is ごちゃごちゃした絵の描き方. So how to make sort of like drawings that are like crammed in together. It's very sort of like detailed, as you can see from this picture. I'll show you more of it with a top-down view soon. And then we have another one that's also about storytelling called 一枚の絵でストーリーを伝える方法. How to tell a story through one picture. So this is also kind of getting you into the storytelling vibe. So maybe I'll group those together, but that will be the third one. The next one is 絵の勉強おたすけノート. So like studying drawings and just like helpful notes. So this one's really cool. I will show that fourth. The next one has an English title as well. It's called Casual Fashion or おしゃれな衣服の描き方. So this one is really cool as well if you're trying to learn more about which outfits that you want to dress your characters that you draw up or paint or something like that. This one is really helpful. So that one will be the fifth one. Sixth one is all about background art and sort of like environmental art. So it is called アニメスタジオで教わる背景画の大原則. So the big principles that are taught at animation studios for background artworks. So this one's really cool as well. It's very informative. It's not as image heavy, but anyway, we'll get into it. And then the last one I'll go over today is also a storytelling one called あなたの絵に物語性を伝える方法 or 与える方法. So how to add or convey story through your artwork as well, but kind of giving your artwork story instead of the focus being on conveying. So this will be the 7th one. So yeah, let's dive into all of them. There's so many. Can I hold them all? I will look at them all from a top-down perspective. Oh my god, this is a challenge for me to see if I can put them all in my hand for a transition. But yeah, anyway, so if you're interested, stick around because we're going to see all of them in a top-down view right now. Okay, so first we are looking at ストーリーが伝わる背景付きキャラクターイラストの描き方. So how to convey stories with backgrounds and characters and yeah, how to draw that. So illustration masterclass. So let's have a little flip through of what this one looks like. It has, I guess, characters with their background. So I guess the whole vibe is trying to give an element of storytelling through background design and character illustrations. So there's a focus on the characters, full body illustrations with the background that has elements of storytelling in it. Basically, this is the kind of vibe. So I guess the first page is kind of trying to tell us what the difference is between a picture that has more storytelling vibes. So if that's kind of your vibe, this book might be for you. I don't really want to go over everything in the book, but yeah, it's kind of broken down into chapters. So first of all, how to think about telling more stories through your drawings, and then how to use techniques to actually express the story, making different types of moods like dramatic, natsukashi, nostalgia, and then some more just like tips and stuff for how to convey a story through your pictures. So yeah, I'll do a quick flip through, so I don't want to spoil everything, but this is kind of how the book is laid out. It has do's and don'ts, it has all kinds of things. Yeah, I haven't really read this one yet, but it does look very in-depth now that I look back at it. But yeah, so this one I will leave a description link in the YouTube description. None of these are affiliates, but I want to let you all have access to purchase these for yourselves. I believe they have digital versions as well if you would like. So yeah, that was the first one. ストーリーが伝わる背景付きキャラクターイラストの描き方でした。Next we are looking at ごちゃごちゃした絵の描き方, and this one has a very shiny cover, so my ring light is reflecting on it. So let's have a look further in it, but it's another illustration masterclass for, I don't know how to explain it, but like gocha gocha style is kind of like, I guess, like everything crammed in together kind of vibes. You'll definitely see with this one. Yeah, this artist is really talented and they have a lot of things going on in their artwork. So it's kind of like rooms or situations in public where there's just a lot going on in the picture. So if you really want to sort of step up your illustration game and storytelling in particular, but having lots of things in the frame, this book is really great as an example. Not only does it have beautiful illustrations of the author who has been able to do this in their illustration work, but it also teaches you how to do it, right? So there's a lot of information about different items and guides of how to draw things, how to place things in the frame, what kind of things are good for storytelling elements and cramming together. There's some perspective stuff in there as well, and lighting and shadow, color work. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this one as well. I really enjoy it, and if you've wanted to sort of get into a habit of making your illustrations more detailed and your backgrounds come to life, I definitely recommend this one. So yeah, this one is ごちゃごちゃした絵の描き方. Yeah, and it even comes with a download special. Haven't used it yet, but I really like this illustrator's work, so I will also leave a link to this one in the description below. None of them are affiliates, but yeah, feel free to purchase it if you would like. The third one is 一枚の絵でストーリーを伝える方法、ビジュアルストーリーテリングの基礎から応用まで. So this one is about how to convey story through visual storytelling, from basics to application in one picture. So yeah, if you have been looking for a more rudimentary type of instruction book to learn about storytelling, this one is very straightforward with examples of bad and good, of what works, what doesn't. Yeah, this one is much more straightforward and less colorful. It's kind of just like an illustration guide as well, but it's quite useful because it does use some like real life photos to convey I guess examples, but it's really useful. It's good for like gesture drawing as well and getting form down. It's good for your fundamentals as well, but yeah, illustration style is more cartoonish, I would say. But yeah, if this is something that you think would help you, feel free to get it. I'll put a link to it in the description below. I like this one a lot. I started to use it. Obviously you need to be able to read Japanese to understand the instructions, but some of the visual things are also quite straightforward as well. So if you're an artist who's learning Japanese, this one might be good for your learning as well. Yeah, so that was that one. I really like this one. So this is the third one. 一枚の絵でストーリーを伝える方法、ビジュアルストーリーテリングの基礎から応用まで. Next up we have 絵の勉強おたすけノート. So helpful illustration or artwork study notes. I use the, I don't know how to call this, like the leaf thing, the cover, the jacket for it as a bookmark sometimes. So I have started reading this one and I really like it. Yeah, this one is just kind of like helpful notes from the artist about backgrounds, certain scenes with like clouds, small gateways. So some of them are more descriptive of a scene. They're mostly just like different scenes, and then they go through some basic絵の勉強 notes, like study notes. So line work is something that features in them as well. So kisohen is kind of like the basics part. So they go through all of the basics about how folds work and everything, and I really like the illustration details here. Like, it's just beautifully laid out. Obviously this one is very Japanese text heavy as well. It's not just for pictures and show, but yeah, you could definitely appreciate this book without language skills, but to get the most out of it, obviously reading Japanese is helpful, but really like this book, not only because the notes are super detailed, but also because the pictures are beautiful and they go through a lot of different styles of themes in particular, color palettes, lighting, perspective even, yeah, texture detail. It's really cool. I was drawn to this one when I was in a bookshop in Tokyo, and I was like, oh, it looks really cool and helpful. Haven't got through as much of it as I would like to, but yeah, this one is really cool. So yeah, that was 絵の勉強おたすけノート. I will put the description link for it below. Okay, next we have casual fashion, おしゃれな衣服の描き方, casual wear から学生服まで. So this one is more about fashion in general for your illustrations, and with an emphasis on casual. And also my bookmark was a watercolor version of Yassified French Goldine. I'll put that to the side for now and no comment about that. But yeah, this one's really cool for learning more ideas about modern fashion and how to dress up your characters as well. This one lends photography as a reference as well. So they base how to do line work for folds and things from actual outfits that people in Japan especially wear. This came out probably like 1 or 2 years ago, so or less. So I guess it's modern Japanese fashion. But yeah, this is the kind of vibes They take a streetwear or casual wear photo of both male and female non-binary people and show you in detail how to draw the folds, draw the things correctly. It's very in detail. Yeah, I'll just do a quick flip through of this one as well. I guess they stop using photos at certain points. But it's really cool to get a grasp of how to draw clothes. So if you're unfamiliar with that or just need some new ideas for your clothing drawings, I definitely recommend this one. So again, this one is called Casual Fashion, おしゃれな衣服の描き方、カジュアルウェアから学生服まで. So from casual wear to even uniforms, and just casual clothing in general. So I'll put a link to the description in this one as well. And I hope you enjoyed the random Yasified Goldine bookmark. I don't remember where it was in the book. I also am quite close to the beginning with this one. So let me pick a random page to pop it back into. This one. We have アニメスタジオで教わる背景画の大原則. So the main big principles of background artwork that is taught at anime studios. So this one is, as it says, about anime studio-led background artwork. So this one is a little bit more heavy on showing imagery as well, but also how they do it and the rationale behind that. So if you've been looking for some instructions from people that have worked in actual anime studios, this one is really good. This one is so random. I don't even know what this is. Random Genshin Impact failed watercolor attempt. No words. Anyway, back to the review. So yeah, this one is definitely much more theory heavy. It's useful though. I wouldn't really recommend this one if you don't have a grasp of Japanese knowledge. This one is kind of, I guess you could figure out things from the images, but compared to the other ones that I have showed in this video so far, it's a little bit more heavy on verbal instruction to accompany the images. It's less exciting to flip through as a general like picture book enjoyment thing. It's very much giving you good and bad examples of how to convey background artwork in a professional manner. So it's interesting and helpful obviously for you background and environmental artists out there, but I wouldn't recommend this one as just like buy for fun to flip through. So it's definitely more of an instruction manual type book, but yeah, very useful if you're looking to get more into professional background artwork that is taught by people that have worked in the industry in Japan. So that was アニメスタジオで教わる背景画の大原則. And I'll also put a link to the description for this one below. Finally, today we have あなたの絵に物語性を与える方法. So how to add storytelling or an element of storytelling into your images. So this one I haven't gotten through very far as well, but it's also more general storytelling vibes through imagery, not necessarily background only. It's kind of more general, right? I think I was using this as a bookmark, but this one has an artist with kind of more, I would say, like a background painterly style. So they have focus on storytelling, obviously, from the title. But yeah, this one's kind of more fun to look through as well. It leans more into something that's kind of fun to flip through, but is also very good at instruction. So yeah, it talks about how to brighten scenes, so lighting, effectively using certain techniques. It's very heavy on environment, actually. I guess it does have some figures and people in it, or like still life-esque things. But yeah, it's really cool to have more varied ways of looking into storytelling. So for example, some of the other books that we looked through previously, they all are from different authors and have different lenses through which they have learnt the fundamentals and convey them in their studio work or personal art. So yeah, I really like this one. I would say like you probably need Japanese to get the most out of it, but it is also kind of fun and cool to flip through, and you can probably glean a lot of insights from the pictures and stuff by itself. But yeah, I really like this one. It's kind of cool to have more verbal instruction with pretty pictures as well. So yeah, this one was あなたの絵に物語性を与える方法, and I'll also put a link to it in the description below. But yeah, that was the 7th one. So yeah, let me know if you liked them. That was all 7 of the books that I went through, so let me know what you think. There's links for all of them and each one in the description below. Let me know what your favorite was. I also have a lot more books than this, so this will be a part 1 of this series, but I kind of liked all of them equally. I really like this one actually, so I don't really like all of them equally. I would recommend this one if you're looking for picture books. But yeah, let me know what you think, and do you have weird ways of using the book jackets as bookmarks as well, like I usually do, or using your random drawings or watercolor pictures as bookmarks too? It was really fun to have a look through these books, and I hope that this sparks some interest in some people that are learning Japanese or wanting to learn Japanese or just looking to get art instruction from varied sources. I feel like the Japanese anime industry in particular has a lot of art reference books that are really cool that I want to share more on this channel with you all. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what is your favorite aspect of learning art, and do you learn Japanese? Do you want to learn Japanese? Do you want more art instruction or just like art videos in Japanese in general? Is this something you'd be interested in? I went to Tokyo University and got my master's degree there in Japanese. I also worked at Twitter Japan and at a Japanese game company as well. So I want to share my experiences in those things, but I'm also trying to become an artist, right? So I'm trying to bridge that gap here on my channel. If those are things you are more interested in, please let me know because I would love to make videos about those too. But yeah, keep drawing, besties, keep creating. Love yas, got this, bye.